4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. Direct TV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley,
who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock The Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is November. I said November.
That's right.
The 5th, 2025. Bock, 19 years ago, Bock, I witnessed the birth of my daughter, Jada. Wow. She's my world, man. I'm her protector. I'm her bodyguard. I'm her dad. You know, having a girl is different than having a boy. The feelings are much deeper when you have a daughter, I think, because I have a 22-year-old son. I know he's a man. He can take care of himself. If he needs me, he knows to call me. But as a daughter, it goes a little bit deeper and a little bit farther. So you can't really just throw them away and say, hey, you're 18. You're on your own now. No, they're with you probably to 30, 40s, in their 40s, Bach. But, you know, happy birthday to my daughter. She's down in Columbus, Georgia. Dad sent you some money as usual. So you know how that goes, Bach, in the life of being a dad. So, you know, I just wanted to give a shout out to my daughter who turns 19 today. Sweetest little girl I can ask for. Always been there for her dad. Always believed in me. So it makes our bond a little different. Really better love than anything.
Absolutely. Happy birthday. That's awesome.
All right, Bach. This Saturday, Nebraska will play UCLA at Rose Bowl Stadium at 8 p.m. on Fox. As you came into the break room earlier, I was watching. Well, I wasn't watching. I was observing on X as they have the college football classic. But when you talk about football, and I've seen Eddie George and in 1995, and that sometimes that puzzles me because I would have loved to play a team like that probably in the championship game to be more competition wise. I think I don't know who they lost to that year. When you talk about the 95 Ohio State
Look it
team.
up. Didn't they lose at the end?
I think it was Northwestern, wasn't it? Because I think they had that Dunya Autry that year.
Double check. Yeah, so they did lose to Michigan.
They lost to Michigan. Yeah. So that would have been a good game. You know, just playing against Eddie George and Joey Galloway was still there.
I believe so.
I think so. But then I came up again against another game in 1998. It was playing Washington versus Nebraska. D'Angelo Evans, 13 carries, 146 yards, Bach. Bobby Newcomb, 5 for 8, like 84 yards passing. But D'Angelo Evans was a pretty good running back, Bob, when you look at him.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to be the next in the great line of running backs here at Nebraska. There were times definitely he flashed a lot of potential and was just a good back. I don't even just say potential. You're doing that against Washington. That's just a good back.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about it, we called him Jello. I got a chance to play with D'Angelo for 1 year. I knew about him for a couple of years now because he was from Wichita, Kansas. Broke all of Barry Sanders' high school records. When you talk about this kid, I heard about him when I was in JUCO. I got a chance to play with him for a year. He played a lot as a true freshman. I think he had his next year, and then I think he hurt something, or I don't know what happened. But then it comes up number 8, Kansas State versus number 2, Nebraska at 95, Buck. When I look at these classic, I can go through this classic football thing all day. All day. They showed Florida versus somebody else, Tennessee.
Yeah, in the 90s, those 95. Were great battles. Yeah.
And when that Florida safety hit that receiver from Tennessee, oh my God, Bob. And this is what football is. When you watch this, Bob, it shows you the difference between football now and football back then.
Oh, yeah.
I love football back then. If you just look at the hits, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
The hits tell it all. I'm not calling these players in this generation soft, but I'm calling them soft. So,
it is. I mean, those highlight packages, even, when they put together video games or whatever it was just guys getting concussions left and right. We know now it's probably better, better for your long-term health. But as far as physicality and absolute like hit sticks, I mean, those were the times.
Florida versus Arkansas in 96. This is games. I mean, Buck, it's just different. I think the intensity level when you look at college football back then, Buck, it was more passionate. It was more, and this is what I say, these guys played for the love of football. We didn't get money. They didn't get anything. I mean, when I watch these old games, I can go on this all day, Buck. Garrison Hurst, 31 carries, 105 yards. 1 reception, 64-yard touchdown pass for Georgia. Then you look at 2001 Northwestern versus Duke. I mean, Buck, these are games that I probably had. I probably did. 23 Notre Dame versus number 15 Washington in 95. Just amazing games. And just to see the old stat line, how they got it also. Number 23 Texas versus Rutgers, 99. You know what I'm saying? You can't ask. These games, these are classic, Buck. I mean, I don't have the volume on, but I'm just going through the games that I'm actually seeing. So, it's just different stuff. Number 14, North Carolina versus Georgia Tech in 93.
Now, you weren't much of a college football fan. I don't know how to say speak for you, but before your time playing college football, I was just going to ask, did you like the 80s, like growing up watching college football? Did you like your era?
I was too busy outside.
Right.
I grew up most of my life outside as a kid should. My dad didn't call me in the house at 2:30 in the afternoon to come watch Georgia or anything because I didn't watch college football as a young kid. I didn't. Yeah. I mean, it was impossible. I mean, because growing up, when we grew up, you stay outside till the lights come on. Then you come in the house and then you play your video game, you take a shower, you go to bed. I mean, watching football for us in the South, it wasn't like that. I mean, I didn't get to probably liking football till got to junior college or my senior year. I mean, even being recruited, I still didn't watch football. I mean, like when you off season, probably, when I was junior college, I didn't come home to watch football. I mean, I played a game. Mostly we didn't watch games till November, till our season was over. That made it probably a lot better for us. But as a kid, I didn't watch football like that.
Yeah, I was just wondering because, I definitely to that age, you get to it. And college football has changed so much in the last couple of years to where I think a lot of us probably are in this category that you get to the point, and when you're younger, you kind of say, oh, whatever. When an older person says, well, they don't play like they did back in my day, or I liked college football back better in my day. I like it now. I'm having fun with it now. I am to that age now where I look at those 90s, early 2000s kind of era of college football like you're talking about, and I do look back on it fondly. But it's just very different. Like you said today, the love of the game. It's not necessarily played for that. I don't know if there's less passion. Obviously, there's more money involved. There's more. You look at what Nebraska just did last Saturday. The passion involved there, but that's also the hard to put that distinction there as well, because you're a Nebraska fan. Well, obviously the 90s and early 2000s were better. But many people would say college football is better when Nebraska is better. And it's just been a long time to be a part of that. And we saw that again. I don't know if you saw, Lincoln Riley said that blackout atmosphere was probably worth about 7 to 10 points in that game. And certainly it was at least worth there's usually at least a false start or something in the game due to Nebraska fans getting to the opponent, and that happened there. I mean, they made them go for the field goal, so it was worth a few points. And man, it's just that passion we saw for Nebraska fans. It's not gone. It's just not. It's overlooked for the majority of the time because the team on the field hasn't had the wins. Obviously,
is it hard to rank that game with the atmosphere? Because I think if we take another era of football and put it in that atmosphere, that rocks.
Yeah.
If you put a 95 team in an all-black stadium like that, it rocks.
Yeah.
If you put a 94 Nebraska or 90 what? 7 Nebraska?
Almost any team in the
anytime. 2001, it rocks.
Yeah.
I think the losing part of Nebraska and college football hurts everybody. I mean, especially it hurts us as media guys because, I mean, I hate to talk bad. I mean, not hate, but sometimes I have to say the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts, and a lot of people get butt hurt easily, Bock. Not just fans, but coaches, players, ex-players. They get butt hurt when people say things. They want to be correct all the time, which you can't. Which is the way we have to realize this about Nebraska. Until we reach that point of we're regularly consistent 9-10 game winners, we're gonna be the same people that we are every day from now on. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, we have to get to a point where we're good. We're not just saying this because now we're in trouble of. Well, Matt Rule's in trouble of his third-year term. I mean, it could go decent. I mean, it could go. I mean,
still 3 games left.
Still 3 games left. You have a new quarterback. Not saying that's a plus, but at the same time, I think we've seen and heard from these offensive defensive coordinators. And tell you the truth, I think Dana Holgorsen, he stepped his job up. I wish he could bring, because I haven't seen that air gun raid, whatever it has in a couple of weeks. I mean, we've been playing moderate football. When you say that, it feels like we're on the easy level of football when we call plays. I mean, I know that the teams that we played are all beatable for the last couple of weeks.
Sure,
Michigan was beatable. Minnesota was just, out of sync, not being physically ready, mentally ready, not being coach ready. But at the same time, I'm just saying that we still have a long way to go. We need to recruit wisely from now on. I think when we get guys, because when we look at the guys we got from the transfer portal on the defensive side, probably only 2 of them guys are making an impact. When we talk about that, that's Andrew Marshall and
William Ranieri
that's probably it. And McCullough,
yeah.
But when you look at the D tackle guys, we haven't seen those guys that much this year. I mean, we've letting the guy what his name is?
Pet Shock, yeah.
Yeah, he's coming out of his shell to overtake those guys rep. And like I said, man, if we want to be a great team, we have to get on these players early. Like I said earlier last year about when Bear Alexander was available, we should have went and got a big guy like that. Because if you seen what Nash and what's his name? Ty did, those guys was a huge asset to that defense.
Well, and I think that's kind of the interesting. I asked Nick the same thing earlier. That their numbers aren't that far off as far as total defense, scoring defense from this current defense to what it was in under Tony White each of the last couple of years. Of course, the strength is the difference, right? The strength under Tony White and with Ty and Nash has been the rush defense. And now this year, without those guys, all three of them, and moving on to the John Butler era, it's been the pass defense. And so while I think that the overall defensive ratings are close, he said he had more confidence in those past defenses. Would you agree in each of the last couple of years?
Well, here's one thing you can't fault John Butler for is individual group play. When we talk about the D-line, when we talk about the linebackers, when we talk about the DBs, all different aspects of the game, all different coaches. John Butler doesn't coach any one of those groups, Bob, but at the same time, he has to know more than anyone out there what's going on with his defense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see if they can kind of pick it up. It's you mentioned earlier too with the offensive side, and we're jumping around a little bit, but I did want to get that stat out there that it's been kind of less flashy. You haven't seen the air raid or the pass. I don't think they're necessarily. I don't know if you're going to see it, but it's going to be interesting because in 4 of the last 5 games, Nebraska has not passed for over 200 yards. That's not something you would expect from a Dana Holgorsen offense. And now moving into the final 3 games, I think Emmett Johnson is clearly their strength. I mean, Dana Holgorsen's up saying, the rushing game is their strength. And I think that with your new quarterback involved, it'll be the same. Now, who knows? They could all, TJ Lateef could unlock something that could have an offensive explosion. But I guess what I'm saying is for the better part of conference play, you might not have 200 yards passing in 7 of your 9 Big Ten games. That's just not the recipe we thought that we were going to necessarily get. I give them credit for kind of turning that, being able to adjust and realizing you've got one of the best running backs in the nation, but let's rely on him. But and that's what Dana Holgorsen was saying the other day too. Is like, okay, at this point in the season, you kind of know the strengths and weaknesses of your offense. There's no surprise element that's just going to come out of nowhere. But a new quarterback maybe could unlock something there offensively for the Huskers. But I think more than likely you're going to rely heavily on the run game and the defense in these final 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you can only put so much pressure on the defense, especially in the Big Ten. Now, I like this right here from Kip. He said, in my opinion, the offensive line hasn't been recruited or built for the Big Ten even one season since we left the Big 12. I agree with that because I still to this day don't think we're equipped with players who's built for the Big Ten. I mean, especially when you look at linebackers, when you look at defensive ends, McCullum, he's not a Big Ten defensive end. I mean, if you look at guys like Sonny Styles, I mean, when you look at the guys like the linebacker Iowa had, what was his name last year that picked off the ball?
Higgins.
Higgins. I mean, have you seen linebackers? We haven't had a great linebacker come through here since Levante David.
That's correct.
I mean, since Levante David. Where are the players like Levante David? Where's the players like Alfonso Denard? Where's the players like a Zigbo? I mean, we have Emmett. That's what we got. I mean, where's the guys like Stanley Morgan? Stanley Morgan, one of the all-time leading receivers at Nebraska.
Yeah.
We can also say the thing about our one-year wonder, Trey
Palmer.
Trey Palmer. We don't have the players that we're built for in this Big Ten. I still think we have a Big 12 roster with a Big 12 coach. You know what I'm saying? in a Big 12 world. I mean, I'm just being honest. But when we see guys like Michigan defensive line, all stout. When we see their linebackers, all big, run fast. When you see the Ohio States, when you see the Oregons, we're gonna talk about this CFP thing a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But we also I just wanted to talk about just certain things. Kip said, let's give Emmett more credit. I do give Emmett more credit. Emmett is the workhorse. He's the leader. To me, Emmett's the leader of this team.
Yeah.
I wish Emmett would be more of a leader and not be just non-vocal. Because Emmett he's not vocal because he's a running back, and he's not supposed to be depth. I'm not saying I've never seen a vocal running back, but I wish Emmett would take that up and let him be that guy that these guys need to come to, because he's the true example of a blue collar player right here. When I talk about Emmett, I mean, this guy almost left because they didn't believe in him. You know, had to come back, had to get the reinsurance that he was the guy. Had to come back to, he came back. Now look at him.
Yeah.
1,002 yards.
Yeah, and I mean, I think again, sometimes guys can lead by example. You're probably right. I don't necessarily usually think of the running back position as being a leadership position, but in one way or the other, I mean, it could just be that lead by example through his story of fighting through to get playing time. I mean, it was obviously known the last couple of years has been not been given to him. He's had to fight to get it, and now. Not only does he have playing time, they're giving him 30 carries a game.
Yeah, these are a lot of second chance runs that Emmett has. Not when I mean second chance, but he's fighting off tackles to get these yards.
He's one of the nation's leaders in broken tackles.
Yeah, so he's not just this hole is just not opening up and he's running through it to my come and get me. No, Emmett is fighting for every yard that he gets, and I mean mean yards, meaningful yards, like. I hate that I wasn't there to see that last run because I left by then. I listened to it on I was watching YouTube walking down the street from the game, and I left around about 6-7 minutes. Once they scored that last touchdown, I left USC. So I left after that, and I listened to the radio on the way back. But let's go to break, and before we go to break, play my music, Bock.
All right.
Play my music. 0996 says, is presented the option to go back to the Big 12. Would you take it? If Nebraska could go to any conference, would you like it, or would you want to stay in the Big 10? 93.7 Ticket. We'll answer that question when we come back.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
And now, introducing the starting lineup of your Nebraska Huskers. Starring Allo Fiber. At number 1, Allo Internet. At number 2, no satellite dish required. Direct TV through Allo. And at number 3, Allo Mobile. Allo Fiber, the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of Husker Nation. Level up your game and go to allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hunter says, isn't Michigan linebacker from Nebraska? Why, yes, he is. And he should stay at Nebraska. So that was our fault. We dropped the ball on that. But if Nebraska could join the conference, which conference would you like to see them in?
Well, I always thought it'd be interesting if they made the trek to the SEC. Obviously, that's outside of the footprint. But along with the Big Ten, those are the most rabid fan bases in the conferences, obviously, that we've seen that care most about college football. So that would probably be my other option there. I like the Big Ten. I mean, Nebraska has. If you would have told me when they entered the Big Ten, they'd lose like 10 in a row to Wisconsin, 7 out of 8 to Iowa, and 6 in a row to Minnesota. I mean, I might have different ideas. But that goes back to what you said earlier: is have they had the physicality? Have they had the roster for the Big Ten since they've got here? And here it comes again, right? I mean, that question looms large here as we get to another November. Your team's banged up, but you're gonna finish off with Iowa. This is really why these teams that are successful in the Midwest are built this way.
Well, what if you was in Big 12 and you could play a Colorado at the end of the season? I mean, that would be hype. I'm just saying. Mark and Holland says Big 12, no Texas, no Oklahoma, no way.
Yeah, that's the problem. If I could go back to the old Big 12,
yeah,
then absolutely. But if you're talking about as currently constructed, I mean, Nebraska might favor better in the Big 12.
Yeah.
But
when have we had a chance to really work on a Big 12, Big 10 roster like type of team? Bo Pelini, he was here. He get fired. We go with
Mike Riley.
Mike Riley. He didn't do it.
That's Pac-12.
Yeah, he didn't do it. He didn't bring anybody here that could play in the Big 10. Scott Frost. Did he? No. He was too busy doing something else. Then you have Matt Rule. I think he tries to get players to fit his program, which is probably kind of different when you say that, because I'm not sure what kind of roster we have with him when we say Big Ten type of roster.
Yeah, I think with him, especially in year one, they very much were one of the leading teams in the Big Ten in rushing. A lot of that through quarterback run, not running back. But one way or the other, and stopping the run. I think once they got Dylan Raiola, you kind of pivoted there, right? Now it's kind of full pivot. Dana Holgorsen in the building. But now you're seeing Dana Holgorsen pivot back a little bit again because of the necessity of what this roster has and just kind of how the season's playing out. But I still think, I think they know this, but again, if I go back to, make myself the athletic director, I think the most important thing is you find somebody that fits, that's got confidence, that's rolling, all that sort of stuff. But I think behind that is I would look for somebody that puts physicality first. I mentioned it often, the Iowas, the Minnesotas, the Wisconsins, the Kansas States. I mean, all these teams geographically that when they're good, there's a similarity to it. And it's physicality. In Nebraska, that's the blueprint you got from Nebraska. That was Nebraska's blueprint.
Somewhere that blueprint got mishandled.
It did, and it just hasn't been followed. They haven't hired a physical first coach. I mean, Bo Pelini could kind of put close into that category, right?
I would call him mean instead of physical.
I'm just talking about football-wise.
Yeah. He's mean.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. But
I mean, look at the running backs he has. The Rex Burkheads, the Roy Halus, the Amir Abdullahs. I mean, and he took
Nebraska
over.
way.
Yeah.
Because running backs still envy the part of want to go to Nebraska when you see that. I mean, it's not like we've totally. I think Emmett's putting running back back on the map for Nebraska when we talk about what he's doing. I mean, he's at a level right now where he has no choice but probably gonna make first or second team All Big Ten. Should be first if he finished in the top 2 in rushing.
Yeah, and obviously you got to finish the season, and that's going to be the question, right? If you're going to get 30 carries a game back to back to back to back to back, at some point that might catch up to you, and you catch on to the injury bug. So I hope that's not the case, but he's definitely on pace, and maybe it can kind of get, like you said, this was once a place that was referred to as running back U. It's hard to tell younger recruits that now because all they remember is the last 10 years, and Nebraska has been anything but that. But, I can't understate what Emmett Johnson has done because for the last 9 years or whatever it is since the Zigbo left, I've been talking about every offseason, almost every day in the offseason, they need a 1,000-yard rusher. They have one, and I think by far that's part of the reason they're 6-3 right now.
Anthony Grant was the closest, but didn't close get there. Nebraska was pipeline U and running back U. If you look at it, you can go way back to Roger Craig, then you go to Mike Rozier, you can go to Doug DeBose, you can go to Nate the Skate. Then you can go with the wee backs. Then you go Lawrence Phillips, Amon Green, Cornell Boakhalter. This list goes on and on and on. I mean, you talk about these are guys who played in the NFL.
I said often like 3 or 4 NFL guys on the same running back room.
We are punter you. I think Brad says Panilla didn't have enough time to build a Big Ten roster. We D linemen with D linemen that weigh 220.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely arguments to be made one way or another about that. He obviously he built his team for the Big 12, and they had a lot of success in the Big 12. And then when that switched over, but I think it's interesting, even in Dana Holgorsen, when you kind of bring him up, it's been a long time since the Pelini defense or the Pelini style has worked. I mean, you're talking about going back to 2014 when it was I know he had a stint at Youngstown State. He went to LSU. That didn't work at all. So you got to give Dana Holgorsen credit. And the air raid that you kind of think about with him and you go back to was from that time when Pelini was at the top of college football defensively. Look how much things have changed since then. Now, I'm not saying Holgorsen's, taken that big of a drop, but it is, that's the kind of the times are changing type of ideas. And again, I appreciate Holgorsen for adjusting what is usually maybe his calling card to what fits best for this team. And it's been Emmett Johnson over the last several weeks, and they've put the game plan, squarely in Emmett Johnson's pocket.
Well, maybe he's not looking for a head coaching job, because the way you call plays, that's what gets you top jobs. But Kip says Bo's rosters are aging like fine wine. Adam says Raffman. 7809 said, isn't Amir Abdullah still in the NFL? Yes, he did. He ran back a kickoff return we seen?
Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Good run.
Dan Alexander, the bowling ball with speed.
He was a big back.
Tiptoe Dan. That's what I used to call him because he was a tiptoer. Not when he walked. If you ever seen him walk, he tiptoes. He's light-footed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to walk on his tippy toes. Yeah, because that's I played with him for 1 year. What else we got here?
To Kip's point, both our rosters are aging like fine wine, though. You kind of go back to those, and that's what I was trying to think. This team for Nebraska, obviously one of the better teams since 2016, and that was Mike Riley's team, right? But Bo Pelini's roster for the most part. Is that, I mean, you need more Malik Collins, you need more Nate Garys, you need more, some of those guys that were the leaders of those latter Bo Pelini teams. And even then, obviously, as we know, we weren't completely happy, but they were consistently winning, 9 to 10 games, losing in blowout fashion in the bigger ones, which is ultimately why I think they departed from him. But yeah, those rosters are there just haven't been enough of those dudes, as we put it. Now, hopefully, a couple of them appearing this year for Nebraska, building back into that. Obviously, had Ty drafted last year. We'll kind of see what happens this year, specifically with Emmett Johnson, who I'm fascinated to see what his decision is going to be after the year. But the thing is, we have a decision. I don't know if we've had a decision for a running back since Amir decided to come back for his senior year.
Yeah, I don't think he'll leave, but we'll worry about that when that day comes. But
yeah,
college football notes. Jeff Sims' game jersey versus Iowa State has been officially added to the Arizona State Hall of Fame. Is this going overboard or what, Bob?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know what all is in the Arizona State Hall of Fame.
Probably not that much.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever won a title, so.
Well, you probably have Jake Plummer.
Certainly, yeah.
Pat
There's
Tillman.
Been some good players go there.
Pat Tillman and a couple of more guys.
Yeah.
But
a lot of good wide receivers.
Keith Poole.
Yeah.
But this Jeff Sims situation right here, it's like blown out of proportion if you want to. But just because it maybe goes in there because of the quarterback record.
It is the record for rushing at Arizona State for a quarterback.
Probably that's probably why, but I wouldn't go as far as putting it in the Hall of Fame.
Well, we'll see what they've got coming up. I mean, a lot of it's going to be how it finishes. Right now, they might love themselves some Jeff Sims, but remember, he started some other games. He started the Utah game. They lost 42-10. They've got West Virginia, Colorado, and Arizona, so an opportunity. West Virginia just got a big win against Houston. Colorado is really reeling. I don't know if you saw this, but Dion is now taking play calling duties away from his offensive coordinator. That's the second time in 3 years that they've done that. And then they've got Arizona, who's been a pretty good team remaining, and a heck of a rival if you haven't checked out Arizona State. So maybe it's a little bit overboard, but like you said, if it's a record, a record's a record. What can you do?
All right. Somebody says Bo's defense aged like Michael Myers movies. A nightmare you can't keep reliving and terrorizing people for years to come. Gordon and Jonathan Taylor are still running through Bo's defense. Yeah, I probably know when teams put 70 up on you, Bach, I really think it's time for you to go.
Yeah, now to be fair, I don't think Jonathan Taylor ever had a chance at Bo's defense, so maybe we're just kind of clumping it all together. He did a lot of damage against Nebraska's other head coaches. But yeah, I mean, that's
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Iowa State. 2009.
Well, those weren't bad. 2009 was a heck of a year.
What did he finish? 9-3?
10-4, but they were like number 14 in the country. It was the later years. Again,
you sound like you're happy to be number 14 in the country.
I'm sure am.
I'm happy.
After 10 years of not being anywhere close to that.
You got to think top 10, Bob. You got to think top 10.
Well, by the end of the year, they obviously were close to beating Texas. They felt like a top 10 type of team by the end of that year. But again, to that point, once they switched to the Big 12, that's when his defense was really started to have struggles in blowout fashion. Or the Big 10, I should say, switching from the Big 12 to the Big 10.
Yeah. Hold on. Bill said, I wonder if the Amigos in Arizona have forgot about how bad Jeff Sims was here.
I'm not sure if there are Amigos
You think they're in Arizona? Nah.
I think I don't think
Jeff
that is.
Sims
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, the deal.
Yeah.
The Jeff Sims deal. I wish I would have got one. I never did, but just to
Why
say
would
that
you?
I
Why
did,
would you want to waste your money on that?
just to say that I tried it. I don't know.
You know what? And to tell you things about Emmett, man, he's so humble and he's a great kid. Emmett has 3.5 million followers on TikTok.
Oh wow, does he really?
Yeah,
Jeez,
yeah,
that's a lot.
I looked at it. Then I looked at Nazir Hunter. He only has 20,000. I was like, whoa, and this is the good part of football.
Is that dancing around with Dylan? That's what's getting his TikTok following up.
No,
from the
I think Emmett goes live. He sells his merch. He's really doing it as a businessman, and that's good. You know, to come from where he come from, you know, he said he takes the money to help his family out, and God will only bless a kid like that, man, for a long time. And I'm just happy to be cool with him. He calls me big bro. I text him. He texts us right back. You know, and just being a humble kid like that will get you far in life. And I hope he comes back one more year. I really
hope he
do.
does too, yeah.
I really do. But if he leaves, I understand because you know sometimes you gotta go early to make it.
Yeah.
93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt here. We're just wasting a little time talking a little football. When we come back, more college football news. Bock the Blackshirt. 93.7 The Ticket. We are powered
by
Bauer
Infrastructure,
Bauer
Underground,
Barrett Excavating.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. From now through the end of November, Ferndale fresh turkeys are just $3.99 per pound and in limited stock. Perfect for your holiday meals. Plus, you can stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. With locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha, get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt here from your 1 to 3 hour every day, Monday through Friday. Bock, 4-star receiver Tay Ellis has committed to Nebraska. He's in the 2027 class, 6'1", 185 from Fort Worth, Texas. Chooses the Cornhuskers over Texas A&M, and Ohio State. He said, "Go Big Red. I'm coming to be the best receiver in Nebraska history." That's a big shoes to fill right there.
Well, he certainly has confidence coming in, but I mean, that's good. That's got to be the goal. Shout out to the Keel Shorts and Nebraska's staff for being able to land him. This 2027 class is certainly stacking up to be a pretty darn good one. Now, you kind of look at him, some of those other guys are near the top with that kind of confidence. You might think, well, he'd be up there too. 3-star according to 24/7 Sports, but 4-star according to 24/7 Sports Composite. He's ranked 345th nationally altogether with them, and their 43rd wide receiver, top 50 player in the state of Texas. So isn't going to be maybe the top of your list, but it's a heck of a player to add to the list.
Yeah.
Top 350 is nothing to look down upon whatsoever. And so, I mean, again, and you like your receivers to have confidence coming in. We've seen a little bit of opportunity from some of the younger guys on the roster. Hopefully in a couple of years he can add to that. But again, he's still got a senior season of high school football to play.
When you look at this 27 class, Bach, it's already good rank. It's ranked in top 10 of probably everyone's that's talking about it. It's a little class so far right now, but when you look at it, Troy Pittman the third, 5-star. Trey Taylor, who's probably gonna be a 5-star by the time he's a senior in high school. Jabbar Watkins, you look at him. He was Thomasville, Georgia. 6'2", 180-pound receiver. Then you got Antavius Ellis. He's what is he? Wide receiver, 6 foot 179. That's 3 receivers right there, Bach. When you talk about that 27 class with a 5-star safety, and then you got Mike Erkerson. He's a offensive tackle. He's
local kid, Millard North.
6'8", 280.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Yes, he is.
Big boy.
Again, maybe room to grow. He's not a senior yet.
And people ask the questions about, Bach, because if you look at recruiting wise, we took offensive linemen 2 years ago, a year ago, the Sledges, the other kids. What is the update on these kids and developing wise? Because you would love to see those kids probably hop on the field and help out. These kids are not even mentioned in any kind of talk when we talk about depth at the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, they're being thrown into it this week. I mean, because they don't have enough depth up there of guys that are healthy anymore. So you kind of look at some redshirt freshmen that could get action this week. Grant Briggs was mentioned, Preston Tamua. I mean, those guys are, again, could be forced into action. Briggs will be number 66 if you're out there looking for him. Preston Tamua, 68. We'll see. I mean, because one of the bigger questions this week is if Elijah Pritchett will be able to play. Now they're hoping, they're planning basically toward that. But obviously, as we all know, if you're getting over an injury, doesn't sound like it'd be 100%. So you don't know what is ultimately what's gonna look like when you get there. But Tyler Canuck is a guy that not one of the younger guys that you were mentioning. That was filled in, had to play tackle last week, typically a guard. So, I mean, they're just getting really thin there to the point that they're going to have to play some of those guys from the younger classes. And they said, Matt Rule was said a few weeks ago, they might not be quite ready. And then some injuries happened. He said, all right, they're ready to go because, you just out of necessity.
Are you not satisfied? Are you happy with the player Pritchett now? I mean, we've been a couple of weeks away from 10 weeks now, away from the first 2 games where he had those mistakes. I said it the whole time. Once he settled down and get comfortable here and learn the Nebraska way, I think this kid will be excellent here. I don't think he will come out this year. I don't think he's ready yet, mentally or physically. I think another year in this system will probably have him up there with first rounders. But if I was him, it would be a decision to come back.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a rocky ride here at Nebraska, and I hope that it's not so rocky that he wants to get out. Hopefully he kind of sticks to it and not to the NFL draft. I mean, just the transfer portal is always going to be there for everybody at the end of the year if they really want to look at it. He's definitely gotten a lot better, and he definitely is Nebraska's best option out there at tackle. You still got to worry about. I mean, it could pop up. You get a penalty or something, and then people start to pile on him. But no, I mean, he's made a lot of progress this year, which I think was expected. You kind of hoped that maybe you could get that initially. So he's there. I don't know. I mean, at some point he's listed as a junior, right? And he still might have all the have a lot of upside, but at some point you got to start kind of meeting that to meet that first round potential. So, when you're talking about,
there's no Caden Park,
right. And just draft prospects overall, part of the idea for him to do that was to rise this year. Once you're a senior, and even if you play well, you're no longer okay. We're drafting upside here. It's kind of you're kind of drafting what's been shown out there. But so I don't know if he's ever going to be the NFL draft prospect that people thought he was, or ever be a first rounder or anything like that. But he's definitely improving to be a solid left tackle for Nebraska.
All right, Bach, let's go to break. And at the top of the hour, when we come back, we're going to talk CFP. Rankings come out last night. And then we're going to talk about some potential bowl matches for Nebraska coming up here on Bock The Blackshirt. 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see lots of sunshine. It will be breezy. An afternoon high around 59. Tonight, mainly clear skies and light winds. The low around 39. And tomorrow, we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day. A continued breeze. With an afternoon high near 65. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. From now through the end of November, Ferndale fresh turkeys are just $3.99 per pound and in limited stock. Perfect for your holiday meals. Plus, you can stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. With locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha, get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
For the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Concrete Industries has immediate job
Openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock and the Black Shirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're on Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. So check us out. Call in. Text us. Just don't leave us hanging. Bock, CFP bracket prediction came out last night, Bock. And any surprises to you? Anything that makes you upset? Right now, we can only say that this is the first of many that will come out. No Nebraska in sight. Only 3 Big Ten teams in there. All right, Bock, let's go over it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. You look at the top, not a whole lot of difference between the AP poll and especially in the top 5. No difference between the AP poll and the college football rankings. So you'll have Ohio State number 1, Indiana number 2, Texas A&M number 3, Alabama 4th, and Georgia 5th. The surprise, or maybe the biggest difference, might be Oregon dropping from 6th in the AP poll to 9th in the college football playoff rankings. Now we've mentioned it before, they've got 3 ranked teams on their schedule now that Iowa is ranked in this college football playoff. We'll get to that here in a second as well. But so, their strength of schedule probably here is going to boost them up here toward the end if they're able to win out. So, I mean, maybe that's the most surprising thing. You look at the bottom of the rankings, I always think that's kind of interesting too. Ranked in the AP poll, but not ranked in the college football playoff poll. At number 22, Memphis. Not ranked in the college football playoff poll yet. They are shown in the graphic as far as who would be in, because the college football playoff poll does not have any teams in the group of 5 ranked in the top 25, but one team is secured in. So as of right now, that would be Memphis. The AP poll has them at 22nd.
Who was that group of 5 team last year?
Boise State. Yeah.
Okay, Boise.
Number 25 in the AP poll, Cincinnati. They are not represented in the college football playoff poll. Not a huge deal there, 7-2. I'm sure they're knocking on the door. Another interesting difference, I think, is Utah, given a little bit more respect in the college football playoff rankings. They're at 13th in the college football rankings, 17th in the college, in the AP poll. So a little bit more respect there. And then the other thing that a lot of people were kind of interested in when asked about the rankings was, it seems like the eye test is still kind of being factored in. One of the chairman or the men on the board was asked about Georgia Tech, and he kind of talked about how they were dominated. They didn't, just dominated in the lines, didn't look good against North Carolina State. And so maybe that's why, after this most recent loss, Georgia Tech just 8-1, remember, did lose this previous week, but they are the lowest ranked one-loss team in college football playoff, in the college football playoff poll. So I don't know. I thought we were kind of getting past all the eye test stuff, but it's going to be tough because everybody still plays different schedules and, at different times of the year and all that. And so even data that you could use as similar opponents, a team might be pretty different in September than they are in November. So I think that's always going to have to come in and factor into play to a degree, although you'd want to limit it as much as you can. Because as we saw last year, no matter how we rank these teams, we don't know. You want to see it played on the field. You don't necessarily know who is the most deserving, but it's their job to find them.
All right, about 6 is Ole Miss, 7 is BYU, 8 Texas Tech, 9 Oregon, like you said, 10 Virginia, and 12 Memphis. Bock, I want to take you through some scenarios or some other conferences how we can break it down. SEC would be in Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Last team in the SEC, Ole Miss. First team out, Texas. They're hanging on by a string, but one more loss would definitely put them out. Their chances are getting slimmer and slimmer, still in the mix. Missouri, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt. Out, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Tennessee. Big Ten. After those 3, Bock, who's the first team out? SC. When you talk about teams that only have they have the 4th best chance of making it to the Big Ten playoffs, the Big Ten reaching to the Big Ten playoffs.
The college football playoffs. They're out of the Big Ten.
Yeah, they're out of the Big Ten. Still in the mix, Iowa, Michigan, and Washington. Big 12 would be in BYU, Texas Tech. Still have a chance to be in there. Let's see. The Utah Utes, they still have a big chance, but they only got a 22% chance of making it to the Big 12 title game, so they need a little help in there. Still in the mix, Cincinnati, with only 1 loss in conference play, but like you said, not in the top 25 college playoff poll. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, and maybe like you said, Utah, if they went out 10-2, would have an argument because they appreciate where they are now. That's just outside, of course, the top 12. As we mentioned earlier, top 12 won't necessarily get in, but that's a pretty good argument they have. They absolutely spanked Arizona State, as we know, without their starting quarterback in, but losses on the year to Texas Tech and BYU. I don't necessarily think a 10-2 Utah team is going to get in over the 10-2 SEC or Big Ten team. So I think they're going to need some help and make sure, hopefully for them, those teams in the Big Ten, the USCs, the Iowas, the Michigans, the Washingtons finished with 3 losses on the year. So, I mean, I think that what you could have, certainly, especially if Texas Tech wins this weekend against BYU, is 2 1-loss teams out of the Big 12. Maybe they played out in the Big 12 championship and you only take the 1 there, but I think that's probably the best look for the Big 12 if they're looking to get 2 bids into this thing. And then on the Big 10 side, you kind of already mentioned it, but again, with Iowa going from the AP poll, previous to yesterday, not looking really like it was completely on the radar, or at least in the outside of the top 25, 26th in the AP poll, if you will, the most votes without getting in. They're clearly in the mix, and they've got a big game this weekend. So between USC, Iowa, Michigan, Washington, all in there from 19 to 23rd, if they can win their final 3 games, or in USC's case, final 4 games, I think that they would be in.
All right, Bach, when we go to the ACC, it's Virginia. They're the only team right now. Last one out. First team out is Louisville. When you talk about Louisville, has a 10.6% chance of winning the ACC. When you talk about the other teams in the SEC, Virginia has the best chance to reach the ACC championship game, 66.6%, followed by Georgia Tech at 41.3%. If Georgia Tech wins that AC championship, I think they jump over a 7-1 Virginia team. Louisville has a 33.8% chance. Miami only has 2.7% chance of reaching the championship game, also behind Duke and SMU. Independent would be Notre Dame. Group of 5 would be Memphis right now, still in the mix. USF, North Texas, James Madison, and San Diego State.
Yeah, look out for San Diego State there. We'll see what if anybody can really make a move. Again, it's interesting. Some years, and more often than not, there's a group of 5 team there that has an argument to be in. This year, we'll see if it turns out that case. There's always going to be a team with 1 loss, don't get me wrong, but Memphis having dropped a game to UAB, who is 3-5 on the year, I don't know. Again, I like it. I think you need to have a route for everybody to be able to win the college football playoff, especially if you're going to have 12 teams in it. So I like that. I just don't know if you're going to get a Cinderella that has much of an opportunity to get a victory this year. But again, that's why you play the games you don't know. But to your point too, I think it's interesting. We went over it with the Big 12, probably going to be either a 1 or 2 bid league. The ACC looks like a 1 bid league right now.
Yeah.
Virginia, Louisville, again, Georgia Tech, all with just 1 loss. But the quality of competition, people or at least the college football playoff committee kind of put squarely in focus. They've got, again, Virginia at 14, Louisville at 15, and Georgia Tech at 17. So not much separation between the 3 of them. But Miami, we wondered with 2 losses now, does that eliminate them? And I don't think it completely eliminates them, but it makes it very difficult because as we said earlier with the Big 12, I don't know if I see a 10-2 ACC or Big 12 team getting in. I think you got to basically go 11-1 or at least make to your your conference championship game. Miami's still got Syracuse, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, and Pitt. Pitt a ranked team, so that could be interesting. Those other teams, maybe not the most. North Carolina State, at least as we mentioned, did get a big win this past week, so they're 5-4. But yeah, Miami I don't say all but eliminated, but they're going to need some help to get back into it. In the ACC, I just with the way you're reading it with the first initial rankings, probably a 1 bid league.
Yeah, I feel you on that one, Bob. But when we talk about bowl games, a couple of places have Nebraska playing some familiar teams when we talk about bowl game, the latest bowl game projections. So the first one is the Request Bowl versus Oklahoma. CBS and Sports Illustrated have us logged down for that bowl right there. Who else? On 3 has us playing in the Music City Bowl against Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
That would be fun.
What else we got here, Bach? ESPN has us playing in the Music City Bowl versus Missouri. Another familiar face that we've played a couple of times. Another one has us playing in the Las Vegas Bowl versus Cal. So you have to think about that one. These are only both. US Today has us playing, and this is a crazy one. I don't know why people say this, but Las Vegas Bowl versus Washington.
Huh.
I don't know how that works, Bach, but I guess they get 2 picks out of them bowl games.
I was trying to think, wasn't there was last year Colorado played BYU. Was that in the Las Vegas Bowl? I know they've got like some sort of deal maybe going on there as to why that would still be a possibility. But yeah, I'm not sure. I have to look back into that. But in any case,
another
we
one,
did
Bob,
see it last year.
Rate Bowl versus Baylor, one of Matt Rule old teams. So if you look at these are the Big Ten bowl orders. Nebraska is currently tied for 11th, in the Big Ten standings with a number of other 3-2 teams. The league bowl ties are listed below, but keep in mind that college football playoff teams are removed from these, meaning Indiana and Ohio State are not likely to fill any of these spots. So, number one bowl will be the Citrus Bowl versus the SEC. The ReliaQuest Bowl, formerly known as the Outback Bowl versus the SEC. Las Vegas Bowl, former Pac-12 team. Music Bowl versus the SEC. Pinstripe Bowl versus ACC. Rate Bowl versus Big 12. And the Game Above Sports, formerly Quicken Lane Motors City Bowl versus a MAC team when we talk about everything in the Big Ten.
Yeah, well, no thanks to that, Mac. Hopefully, I mean, that is a possibility if Nebraska loses out. Of course, we don't want to think that way. But that's typically where your 6-6 Big Ten team would go. Or they won't go back to New York because, you don't play in the same bowl game in back-to-back years, at least for the Pinstripe Bowl. They're not going to do that. So, that's at least, I know, a sigh of relief for some Husker fans that don't want to make the travel out to New York again. So a lot of it's just going to be how they finish, but it is interesting as even from the outside and as far as bowl order goes, it is more beneficial for Nebraska if more Big Ten teams get into the college football playoff. So that could be the four that we're kind of thinking about is obviously the three that feel like close to locks: Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon. As we mentioned, Oregon still got some work to do against some tougher opponents. But if a USC, Iowa, Michigan, or Washington can sneak in there, that would give you a chance if you're Nebraska to get to a better bowl, which I guess depends on what your goals are. A better bowl means you're likely going to be playing up or punching up, right? Some of those opponents you talked about earlier, Oklahoma, Missouri, those teams are probably, quite frankly, better teams as of right now than Nebraska, and they would be favored in those games. You kind of get into the Cal matchup that you mentioned earlier. That's more of a toss-up game. So depends on what you're looking for. And then bowl season altogether. Husker fans that have been wishing and wanting to go to a bowl game. You finally got that off your back last year, but it's just changed so much since Nebraska obviously previously went to a bowl in 2016, where it's more of a preview for the next upcoming year than a kind of a cap to the past year. Because as we saw last year, you go in there and play Boston College, two of their best players sit out. So you could definitely see that happen again, regardless of what bowl, and might happen more to Nebraska this year than it did last year, because that was a huge program kind of achievement, if you will, for Nebraska last year. This year, if you're looking at it, and again, depends on how hard you're hitting the transfer portal, all that stuff. So the bowl games are so wacky these years, and I like the old bowl game system, but I'm getting used to the new one. It's exciting in different ways. But I still think it's funny because I keep thinking about it, is the broadcasters last year in some of those bowl games, like, see, you can't say these bowl games don't matter. Well, if you have to say it in the broadcast, then there's probably some truth, element of truth to it. And there certainly is. Bowl games are not what they once were, but they can still be entertaining, and it's more football. So who's to complain about that?
Well, the only thing we have to figure out in the Big Ten is who's going to replace Penn State as that fourth team. I mean, we have to have a team that's going to step up and take control, because they're down right now. They're out of it. Like, they're on IR right now, Bock, when we talk about a Penn State team. But what team do you think, or which team do you think will finally step up and take that fourth spot in the Big Ten?
Well, it's interesting. I again, because USC plays Oregon, so that's going to be kind of difficult. Iowa still has Oregon to play. We've talked about it. Washington does. So of those teams that we're kind of mentioning there, of the USC, Iowa, Washington in the mix, that leaves Michigan without Oregon on the schedule. But of course, they have Ohio State. So I've been saying it all along. If any of those teams can beat Oregon, they're going to be the favorites to move along. But it's not necessarily beat Oregon and you're in. For example, USC and Iowa play before USC plays Oregon. So let's say Oregon beats Iowa this week, Iowa beats USC, and then USC beats Oregon. Then I don't know then you got 3 losses from both those teams. I don't know if they chip up their way and find their way in, because while I think these other, ACC, Big 12 might be one bid league, 2 big leads if the Big 12 thing falls right. I still don't think you're going to get a 3-loss Big 10 or ACC team, maybe in front of a 2-loss Big 10 team or Big 12 team like a Utah or something like that. So The Big Ten far from assured a fourth team. In fact, I would say they're on the outside looking in as we currently look at it, just because of what's remaining on the teams that have the opportunity to get there still have some of the big boys left on the schedule.
With Oregon being a 9, if they do lose to Iowa this week, that will probably knock them farther out of it.
All but, I mean, they'd still have a chance to get some impressive victories against USC and Washington to end out the season, but it would definitely put them nervous, I suppose, once you kind of get into once the college football playoff rankings come out every week.
All right, Bock, let's go to break, and when we come back, Window World Wednesday with Todd Euler. He's going to call in and talk with us and talk a little bit more Husker football when we come back here on Bock the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
There's always a new experience to be had at Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. From events, adventures, wine tastings, or the Discovery Ride, you can never get tired of seeing what the property has to offer. Make a weekend out of it by staying at the Lead Lodge and enhance your stay with their special packages that include luxurious treatment. Learn more or book your adventure today online at arbordayfarm.org.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. From now through the end of November, Ferndale fresh turkeys are just $3.99 per pound and in limited stock, perfect for your holiday meals. Plus, you can stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. With locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha, get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com, or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Window World Wednesday with Todd Bueller, two-time national champion running back. Todd, what's up, my man?
What's up?
What's going on?
On the road. Had to go out to York, Nebraska today to look at a job, and so sorry I couldn't be in the studio today. But
you get your car fixed yet?
Not yet. We're working on it.
It looked like it's turning into a transformer every time I see it. You had to rip some more stuff out of it, didn't it?
Yeah.
You finally got the hood to open?
No, hood doesn't open yet, but gonna have to get that done soon. So
yeah, you need an oil change, man. You gonna work? Right. You gonna work from the bottom up?
Right. Well, I'm wondering if they can, but no, I just haven't had time, man. Just been busy. So yeah, the Euler report this week. Obviously, the USC game didn't go the way we wanted it to.
Oh yeah.
Lost some guys. Obviously QB1's down for the season, and that throws a little wrench into things. But always interesting to see how guys step up, right? So, be an interesting week of practice for these guys, getting ready for UCLA out. Have you been to the Rose Bowl? I've been to the Rose Bowl one time. I think it was in 2001 when we played Miami. So.
No, only time I've been to Cali is I took a visit out there to the Oakland Raiders back in 97. I went out there and worked out for them in 97.
Nice. Yeah, I was out in Oakland for the California-Nebraska game when we played Cal. That would have been back in 90-something. I don't know, 98, 99, maybe 2000. Can't remember. Too many years, but yeah, no, we're just obviously with good weather and all that stuff. We're keeping busy at Window World. And so this job today was 10 windows, 2 doors. So, we're going to have to see how the weather treats us here. So I know I've been out walking the dog every morning. I don't know how many more mornings of that I'll get in.
Oh, you got to walk the dog every day, man. You got to walk a dog every day. Or you just going to let him out on the porch and do his own thing?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll probably walk, but it's been beautiful every morning for quite a while now. I think I only got rained on one time, which is nice, but now it's like, am I going to get snowed on? Right. So, and obviously don't want to slip and fall with, all crazy injuries I've had. So that'll be the key. So, but I don't know. I think our boys are going to do well this weekend. I think they're going to pull together and rally behind TJ. And obviously I think the blackout was an awesome atmosphere. What you were down on the sidelines, weren't you?
Yeah,
Terrell? Yeah. It was not. Yeah, I seen you. You were actually up on the big screen for a while.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you were because what's his name was down there?
Ty Robinson.
Ty Robinson.
Yeah,
they weren't putting you on there. They said Ty Robinson.
Well,
they didn't say
well,
Hall of Fame Terrell Farley next to him.
Well, I was trying to steal some shine from him, man. That's why I scooted closer to him when I seen Jay pointed at him and he threw up the bone. So, just having a great conversation with him. He's a nice guy. We talked more about Philly and that stuff. We didn't talk Nebraska football. Now, Todd, TJ Lateef, he's the quarterback now for the next 3 games. We didn't see the performance that we seen against Houston Christian or Akron, but I think this week with a lot of practice, he will have a better second showing than he did the other night.
Oh, yeah, I think absolutely. Getting thrown into that environment, would be hard for anybody. It's a blackout. It's, big game. And I think his nerves kind of showed. I think the ball hit the ground at least 3 times. So that made me a little nervous with his ball security. So we want to, obviously they're going to address that this week in practice and hopefully get a handle on that. So, but yeah, I fully expect him to come out way more prepared than he was just kind of getting thrown in, right? I think that's got to be tough on any quarterback. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. For all the people out there that were screaming to see him, well, we got him now. So we'll see how this pans out for us. I think we'll be fine. I think every game on our schedule is still winnable with TJ at the helm as long as he does what he needs to do and take care of the football. Be the biggest thing, So that's ball security. That's the only thing that made me nervous. I think he fumbled 2 out of bounds and then fumbled the snap. But like I said, kid had to be a little bit of nerves there. So,
Todd, being a former running back, I wanted to ask you, maybe in your high school days, you got this amount of carries, but Emmett Johnson's been averaging 30 touches between rushes and receptions each of the last 2 games, and now with TJ Lateef in there, you might expect they might have to continue to lean on them as much. That's something you think it can be sustainable for the final 3 games?
Absolutely. I don't know why it wouldn't be. It seems like they get him enough of a little break, and but no, he seems to get stronger as the game goes along, and it's unfortunate to just kind of have a misstep there on that 4th and 1, and otherwise we don't know how it would have panned out. But yeah, I feel he has stepped up, taking this on, and is putting the team on his shoulders, and it's kind of awesome to watch that we're this running back's doing that, right? So I think he can handle it. With 3 games left, you just then you'll have quite a break before the bowl game. So he'll be able to rest up, between Iowa and the bowl game. So yeah, I think he'll be fine, and I think we have to use him. He's proven to be our most valuable weapon, right? So I don't know if I ever got 30 carries in a game, but I know I averaged over 20. So it can wear you down, but it's also, that's why you play, right? You want to touch the ball. So I'm looking, I don't know if there'll be more of Emmett, but maybe more quarterback runs. Obviously we saw more quarterback runs from TJ just in that little, quarter and a half than we'd seen, actual called quarterback runs from Dylan. So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to have to keep the defense on edge. Who's is TJ going to run it, or is Emma going to run it? Kind of similar to what USC did to us with their quarterback. So I think it brings another element to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what they do there. Now, as far as some of the other, just passing, we talked about TJ Lateef. What do you think's a good expectation for him in this game? Because they also, when we know Dana Holgerson likes to get different guys the ball. Ja'Cory Barney hasn't been able to touch the ball a whole lot recently. Dane Key had a pretty good 23-yard reception day because he got a touchdown there, but still, maybe wanting a little bit more. And Isaiah Hunter was breaking out as a playmaker before that. What do you expect from the passing game this week now with TJ Lateef in command?
Yeah, I still think we're gonna have to throw it at times, and I was all right with how TJ threw the ball. Obviously against Akron and Houston Christian, he was good with it, and just getting more reps with those guys. I'm sure Dylan took the majority of those reps, so just getting that timing down this week, he's gonna get plenty of reps in practice and get that down. I'm hoping we don't see a huge fall off in that, because we do have some serious weapons out there, and we need to be able to use them all in order to beat the next three teams, right? We can't be one dimensional. We can't just be a run team. We can't just be a pass team. We have to be, keep teams off balance. And so I think you'll see him throw it, and hopefully he makes good decisions, and they have him, lined up to do the right things for us. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how much you've been able to break down UCLA, but they feel like kind of a different team from when they were at the beginning of the year. So you look at all these like season-long stats, and it's like, all right, well, I don't know how much that necessarily plays into it. But they had a 3-game winning streak, then lost 56-6 to Indiana last time we saw them. Then the bye week. So as you kind of see them, they get a bye week going into this game, but coming off at 56-6 losses, that's something you think maybe they've sat around on, and they're 3-5 on the year. So it's just tough to tell where this UCLA Bruins headspace is coming into this game.
Yeah, definitely tough. Indiana's really good. So, we found that out last year too. And I mean, we took a slacking from them, and then had Ohio State the next week without a bye week, and perform. So, it is hard. Like, they have talent. They've shown that they've been able to, beat three decent teams. And so it's the Big Ten. It's a dogfight every single week. And until we raise that level of play to where, Indiana, Ohio, Oregon are at, it's always going to be a dogfight for us. So, I fully expect it to be an all-out war, and our guys got to be ready to go to battle, and traveling 2 time zones, all that stuff. And so I'm sure the coaches will have them ready, and it'll be an all-out brawl, and it'll probably come down to a 1-score game again. I don't know it's been a while since we haven't been. Obviously the Minnesota game wasn't a 1-score game, and we were on the wrong side of that, but it seems like we're just in these 1-score games with Big Ten opponents almost week in and week out. So that's what I fully expect this week as well.
Final question I got for you. I've been kind of asking around today, as Nebraska's defense ranks 13th in the nation right now in total defense. There's some stats, I got to pull it up. I don't have it right in front of me, but I think it's the total yardage mark that they've given up is, kind of on pace for the first time since 2009, which is a pretty good defense. As far as not giving up over 400 yards or whatever it was in any game. Might have been less than that. It seems like really high. But in any case, it's 13th in total defense. But my question has been, do you feel more confident in this defense as opposed to the previous defenses under Tony White? Obviously, the strength has switched from rush defense to pass defense. How do you think this defense kind of compares to each of the last couple seasons?
Yeah, I think this is a different defense because we're not, we don't have the upfront talent we've had in the past. Going way back to Ndamukong Suh, it's defensive line. Our defensive line is not, particularly great right now, but our pass defense is phenomenal. If you would have told me we were going to hold, USC to 21 points, I think we win that. I mean, there's no way we don't win that game, right? So, they averaged 40 points a game, and we held them to 21, right? So, defense is playing well enough for us to have won, 2 of the 3 losses, in my opinion. Maybe one, that Michigan game, not so much, but I think they learned from that and they've gotten better. And yeah, it's awesome to see that our defense is playing so well. Now we just need the offense to click up and match that intensity, right? So it's tough. I mean, each team brings a different challenge, right? I think UCLA's quarterback's going to be a challenge. Kid's got some talent, so we'll see. I think our defense is solid. We just need to put that offense on and balance it out, right? So, yeah, it's good to see that these guys are not giving up. They keep coming out, keep fighting. You know, it's weird because it's a bend don't break mentality, you know, and it's like, oh, we give up a play here, give up a play here, and then it's okay. They got to kick a field goal, or we get them stopped. So I think it's a different mentality than than I grew up in, right? The bend don't break stuff is hard for me. I always want to be on the attack, and I think Terrell would agree. We were an attacking defense. We wanted to, we didn't want you to get a yard on any play, and these guys seem they're going to fill it out, and then they're going to stop you when we need to. So it's going to be a fun game out there. It's going to be late.
Yeah.
I know that 8 o'clock kickoff here Central Time. That's I don't know if I'll be able, getting up in age here. I don't know if I'll be able to stay awake that long. Hopefully it's exciting enough on the Nebraska side of the ball that I do stay up.
Be sleep by halftime.
Right.
9:30, halftime, sleep.
Yeah, it'd be bedtime. So.
Yeah, you just wake up and look at your phone and be like, damn, I'm going back to sleep now.
Yeah, that's what happens when we're in our 50s now, Terrell. So.
Yeah.
So instead, I was looking for Nebraska's limited its first 9 opponents to less than 400 yards of total offense. The last time Nebraska did that was in 2009 when they limited their first 11 opponents to fewer than 400 yards. Hopefully that continues this week.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Todd Euler here joining us here on the Aloe Fiber VIP line, giving us the Euler Report. He's the host of the Power Hour. What do we got coming up on the Power Hour this week?
We're going to talk Huskers football. We're going to talk high school football. I mean, if you guys ever hear my show during the fall, I love Nebraska high school football. We've got quarterfinals going on, so I always talk about those matchups. And obviously we'll have the winners of those matchups. Got a kid in Wahoo, Nebraska that's trying to get to my single season rushing record in Class C1, I think 2,800 some yards. He's getting close. I think he's got to average 220 yards per game the next 3 games to break it. I'm hoping he does. I would love to be there when he does. So, and I know they're the number 1 team. They're probably going to win it again. And so I love talking high school football on the Power Hour as well during the fall. So that's what we got coming up this weekend.
There you go. The Power Hour at 10 o'clock every week on Saturday, 10 a.m. I should say. You don't have to stay up late for that. Yeah, for that one.
I'm in bed by then, even on a Saturday.
All right, Todd, thanks for joining us today.
Right. Thanks, guys.
All right, there he goes. Todd Euler, again, host of the Power Hour and our frequent guest here on Window World Wednesday on Bock the Blackshirt. I'll play the music, get us out of here, Terrell.
All right, Bock the Blackshirt, 93.7 The Ticket. One more segment up we're going to have, and guess what? We'll see you when Thursday. Bock the Blackshirt will be right back to close it out.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
If
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Here at Aspen Builders, our company is building more homes today than I thought we would ever build.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, I am just shocked at how strong our market is here in Lincoln and at Aspen Builders. We're probably helping people right now more than ever get into a new home. We've been able to find pieces of ground we can develop affordably and keep our lot prices down a little bit. I think with our volume discounts and our office staff, 35 years of experience, we figure out a plan that's going to work great for you. We make it perfect. We make it fit your price range. All of this is part of the reason we're so busy.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Bock, who has the toughest stadium when we talk about these two teams who's going to play Saturday? Iowa or Oregon has the toughest stadium to play in?
Well, I think Kinnick's been pretty tough for Iowa if you go in there. I think if you do it like compared to expectation, I suppose, I think you could put Iowa probably ahead of them. But Autzen Stadium's pretty difficult, too. For not being the biggest stadium in the world, it is pretty loud. And, you know, they would have a pretty good argument if you kind of go based on win-loss percentage over, I don't know, even go back 20 years, whatever, any time in between there. So those are two of the tougher places to play in college football. I'm very interested to see if Iowa can at least keep that game close, kind of get some of that Kinnick Stadium magic this week and perhaps shock the college football world.
Yeah, it's still a shock to me that tickets for the BYU and Texas Tech game, tickets as low as $413. This is going to be at Jones AT&T Stadium. So this is not going to be at their regular Texas Tech field.
Do you have a cheering interest in that game, or are you just kind of intrigued one way or the other?
I like BYU. I like BYU. I think that it's time that we give that team respect. I mean, you know that they've been playing great for years. I think they have a great coach. I think he runs a great program to be one of those schools that's really not, for the type of school it is. That's probably what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's interesting. I think BYU, I'm intrigued by them too. Of course, Texas Tech with one loss on the season, BYU without one. So they're one of the undefeated teams still, maybe not getting the respect they would want in the college football playoff initial rankings. But if they beat Texas Tech this week, they'll certainly get it. Texas Tech, a little bit easier to buy into based on how they've performed against pretty darn good opponents. Now, Houston and Kansas, maybe not great teams, but certainly solid teams. 35-11 win over them, 42-17 over Kansas. More important, or showing to my point here, Utah has been really darn impressive this year. They beat them 34-10. I mean, even Kansas State, they beat 43-20 their last time out. So Texas Tech has looked far and away the better team on the field against everybody they played this year, except for that loss to Arizona State. And of course, that wasn't Jeff Sims' Arizona State. That was Sam Leavitt, Arizona State, of college football playoff team last year. They went on the road and lost that one. So, I mean, I think that Texas Tech looks, just based on the resume, looks like the better team. But BYU's got a little bit of that magic in them, right? And I'm kind of with you. And I like those teams sometimes. It's not always the best as far as on the depth chart or rankings or all that sort of thing. But they, it's just a team that has moxie or whatever. They have a tendency to make the right play at the right moment. If they beat Texas Tech this week, again, no guarantees with them because they've barely beat some teams on their schedule, pretty much throughout the year. It's all been pretty close games. But TCU, Cincinnati, and UCF to finish up would be at Cincinnati. So that'd be another big game here in a couple weeks for BYU if they get the win. But I'm with you. I'm kind of, I know Texas Tech's a cool story of themselves. Certainly the offseason additions to the NIL transfer portal. I mean, it's a college football story, but BYU is kind of the underdog team that maybe is a year ahead of schedule or whatever way you want to put it, especially with Bear Bachmeier starting at quarterback. We're number 47 out there. Another little bit of a different look, but he's been pretty good as a freshman coming in.
All right, Bach, I got some bad news for you.
Uh-oh.
Cardinals are placing Kyler Murray on injured reserve due to his foot injury, meaning he will now miss a minimum of 4 games.
Yeah, not great news. I mean, they won with Jacoby Brissett, which was good.
Are you comfortable with him?
Comfortable, yes. I mean, it sure. I mean, he's averaging 286 passing yards in his 3 starts, 6 touchdowns and 1 interception. So it's looked pretty good with him there. The problem with Arizona hasn't been like altogether they're terrible or anything. They just come up short in a lot of their games. Before beating the Cowboys there on Monday night, they'd lost 5 straight games by 1 possession. So, I mean, it's interesting. I think that story is just kind of interesting overall. Is at what point does Arizona maybe decide to kind of move off of Kyler Murray? We've seen guys that aren't expected to maybe resurrect their careers, and Sam Darnold's, Danny Jones, these type of things happen around the league. All you can ask for a chance if you're Jacoby Brissett. Now he's got an opportunity. I still like Kyler. I still think the best opportunity for the Cardinals to win is with him in the backfield, but he misses games just about every year, several of them. So
not worth the money.
It's another thing to consider. Yeah.
All right, Bock, we're going to get out of here, and I guess we're going to get ready for Austin and Foreman up next on Old School here on 93.7 The Ticket. Bock and the Black Shirt, we are out.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT, from cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Time for a new heating and cooling system? Get the options, brand, and efficiency that best fits your family and your home. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
There's always a new experience to be had at Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. From events, adventures, wine tastings, or the Discovery Ride, you can never get tired of seeing what the property has to offer. Make a weekend out of it by staying at the Lead Lodge and enhance your stay with their special packages that include luxurious treatment.